Ahead of a new season, I'm going to be walking 37 miles in 3 days, visiting every Premier League club in London to find out what Arsenal are up against this season from our closest rivals, and more importantly, to raise money for Prostate Cancer UK. Sponsor me and save lives. Keep on my channels for more and watch this space.
What's going on, people? Welcome back to AFTV. We're outside Emirates Stadium to preview this Sunday's game, Arsenal versus Lyon, a 2 p.m. kickoff in the prestigious cup final of the Emirates Cup. No, okay.
I haven't missed you doing the preview still.
I can tell.
Like, I'm glad you didn't come over with a poem or something.
I was trying to think of one the whole time we were stood here, yeah?
No worries.
I was thinking Lyon, Lyon, I couldn't get one in my head.
No worries.
So we're going to go with the Emirates Cup
I would have
final.
called it the Lacazette Derby, but you won't be here.
No, he won't be here. The person that we're returning to the Emirates is who?
Ainsley.
Mate,
the
and
Ainsley Derby.
The Ainsley Derby. Listen, I've got Turkish and Laurie with me, as you can clearly see. Let's get into your thoughts and feelings ahead of this game. I don't know how you feel about this game, considering he's played by Leverkusen. I think that was for me, in build up to it, probably would have been the more difficult game. We saw the performance 1-4-1. It wasn't that. It was quite comfortable for Arsenal. What are your thoughts ahead of this game against Lyon?
No, I ain't got much. Just play the strongest team you can, because it's 5 days off the season starting. So
do you want to see the same team that you expect to see against Wolves?
Much, yeah.
Pretty much, or you want
more,
the...
Yeah.
Yeah?
I don't expect anyone to come back Monday to come in on Saturday. So, and who else are we expecting back? No one. Timber, let's say.
Timber from that weight-bearing injury, but
I think for Timber it might be a large chance for us to give him a free test, and by that I mean it's a friendly, and he does need to get match fitness, get used to impact, get used to playing again, because he's going to have niggles throughout this season. So it'd be good if he could get some minutes. Calafiori, obviously. Yeah. It's more an eye on them, and then Ranieri, Lewis Kelly, a couple of the youngsters as well. You get some minutes off the bench, but really I want us to go strong, play the back four that we intend to play going into the season. Let's see if that involves Calafiori. Listen, Zinni had a good game against Leverkusen, but susceptible defensively. I know Leverkusen didn't take advantage of it, but they kept on going down that side, and anything they did put into the box came down that side. Not much at all, but we'll see if Calafiori is meant to be our left back of the future.
Laurie, how are you feeling ahead of this game?
Yeah, I would agree with a lot of what Turkey says there. I think we do need to, if not close to the starting 11 that's going to take the field against Wolves the week after, close to it, because you're getting down to the real nuts and bolts now. He's had a look at pretty much everybody, with the exception of Ramsdale, but he's probably not going to feature anyway. So yeah, it's time to
give
him a run out, man, and see how we go.
Would it be a problem for you if Zinchenko starts against Wolves then? Because he had a good game against Bayer Leverkusen. I know we're playing Lyon on Sunday, but for the start of the season, was that an issue for you if Zinchenko starts? Because sorry, Calafiori, we haven't seen minutes of him. I expect to see him on Sunday. I don't know if he will play. Been asking Arteta back in the US when he'll play, but would it be annoying or be upset if you see Zinchenko starting that left back position?
Yeah, if he starts because Calafiori is not ready and Timber's obviously picked up something or is holding on to something, then it makes sense because we haven't got options. But I expect Calafiori to play the game against Lyon, and I expect him to start against Wolves at left back. It probably is a big signing. And I didn't know Zinni got phased out last year. At times Tomiyasu was ahead of him. Timber started the season at left back. So all Kivio, through our best period from I think January on, for 3 months, he was solid for us at left back. So
do you think it'd be a bit of a risk to start Calafiori against Wolves?
No, man, we're going to control the game. We're at home. What's the risk? That's probably the best setting to be able to do it against a team that we should be beating at home.
I hear what you're saying against Wolves, but then following that game, or the games after that, there's a tough run.
So so then you don't play him against Wolves. You start him in one of those.
This is the question I'm trying to get the answer to.
Start against Wolves.
He's
not had a lot of football though. I mean, it was his last game was back in the Euros.
Yeah.
He's not really had any football. He's not had any pre-season football up until we believe Sunday.
But if he doesn't
put him in against Wolves to start him,
if he doesn't play on Sunday,
then he won't.
You can't. Yeah. Okay.
He should start on Sunday and then.
He starts against Wolves. Okay then, Laurie, for you, the youngsters have really impressed throughout the whole pre-season tour and actually returning here at the Emirates. Is it important that you see them again against Lyon on Sunday and then potentially, hopefully, some minutes in the season? But is it important they figure on Sunday?
Yeah, I'd like to see them get more minutes, get an opportunity, but I do believe that once, we get into the serious stuff the week after, I don't think they will be starting. But I think what they have done is certainly Manweri and Skelly.
Yeah, Marslow Skelly. Yeah.
Let's call him Skelly for now. I think he's played himself into contention for being on the bench. I don't see any of those guys starting, but they have come on and done well. So yeah, they're playing themselves into contention.
He's right. He's right there, I think, because Marslow Skelly naturally is a centre attacking midfielder. End up playing fullback and very comfortable in that position. It'd be nice to obviously see him get minutes. Ethan Manieri is obviously, those are the two that kind of stand out from the people, from the whispers and the words from fans, but also I think in the media as well. As much as there's Josh Nichols, there's Heaven in there as well. There's a few other youngsters. I think Ethan Manieri and Marslow Skelly are the ones that really seem like they could actually fit into this first team 11. Is it an issue for you if you see them? A lot of fans question Arteta doesn't bring through the youngsters. Would you want to see them play Sunday? Would you like to see them in the Premier League season?
Play Sunday, yeah, but season can't rely on them. If they come in when we're winning games, that's fine.
Carabao Cup, there's a way of introducing these guys into the first team. I don't think you can just throw them in just like that. Not in the cutthroat world of Premier League football, where it's very physical, it's very fast, very intense, especially early on in the season as well, when you're catching these teams, you know what I mean? So I don't expect them to start, but there might be a couple of places on the bench for them. We do also have to, you touched on it, Arteta's not known to rotate the team that much, is he? We're one of the least rotated teams in the Premiership. Certainly we were last season. So but it's good that there's competition for places. That's the main thing.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think last season you're spot on there. We didn't rotate as much, but we're going for obviously the major honours. I think it's hard to integrate young players when you're going for the top trophies in the competition. Would you take anything from this performance? Do you think it's going to be more of a difficult opposition than what we saw against Bayer Leverkusen? Because I'll be honest, I was massively surprised with how comfortable we were. I think Lyon might be a bit more ahead than what Leverkusen are. Are you going to take anything from the performance? Do you think they're going to be more difficult than what we saw?
We just need to be sharp, man. That's it. Just be sharp. Be ready for Wolves. I don't really care about the result too much.
Yeah.
If we start our starting back five, which I expect to do so, that we're going to start against Wolves, then don't concede. But in terms of everything else, it's just make sure you're sharp for Wolves. I
asked Lee this. Did you feel they were more sharp from what you saw in the US compared to what you saw? Yeah. They seem like they're ready and ready
definitely.
To go.
For me, the performance and the result was easily the best of all the pre-season games so far. So that seems to indicate the direction of travel heading into the season is the right one. Some people were saying that they were disappointed with Leverkusen, but you've got to look at it positively and say that we totally bossed that game. And it looks good.
It looks promising. Now listen, I asked a lot of the fans this on Fan Roundup, so forgive me for repeating the question, but I do want to ask both of you. Who starts in the 9 for you? Whether it's Wolves or even on Sunday against Lyon, who's your go-to right now?
That's pretty obvious, really.
Is it?
I think Lyon start Jesus and then see how he does, and then see if he gives you a decision to make against Wolves. If he doesn't, then Havertz will probably start against Wolves.
I firmly believe Havertz. Yeah, I firmly believe Havertz.
For both games?
Yes. If you notice, you're seeing Jesus play a lot on the wings of late, and I don't think that's by coincidence. I think, reading between the lines, I'm seeing that the manager prefers Havertz in that number 9 role. He did do well, especially towards the end of last season. He got 13 Premier League goals. There's a school of thought that we're probably not going to get a striker anytime soon.
Yeah.
And I think Havertz will be occupying that position until somebody comes in, which I don't think we're going to get a striker in this window.
Fair.
It's not looking like it is, anyway.
No, I don't think we will either. It's funny you say it's obvious. You said Jesus, really, if he plays.
No, he said Jesus for the Wolves game, didn't you?
Yeah, well, no, he said for Lyon, it depends how he plays, how well he plays. If he plays well, starting for the Wolves. You're saying it has to be Havertz. I think it's quite a split between many of the fans I speak with on who should really be starting the Premier League up front.
If you need to bag a goal, are you telling me that you would put Jesus over Havertz on current form, on what you've seen recently?
Yeah, but you're talking about a guy that's come back from injury, a big knee injury, and then you're talking about a guy.
Yeah, but I would argue even before the injury, he's not that prolific.
What? Well, Jesus' first season, 11 and 23. Havertz last season, 12 or 13?
13.
In 30 something. So neither of them are prolific.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
It's funny because they say Jesus he's looked the sharpest he's ever looked. Obviously in an Arsenal shirt.
Havertz deserves his place for Wolves off the back of the last season, but if we don't sign a striker, which we're not. But Jesus, if he plays well against Wolves, then it gives you something to think about, because Jesus has been sharp. So
yeah, fair. Guys, honestly, the feeling right now, I know it's a bit premature, but I've been saying, and I'm quite with my chest, normally I say City will go on and win the league. I really believe they will, but I said this season, for some reason, I have a different feeling. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just, how can City go on and do it a fifth
What's
time?
giving you that feeling?
I don't know, and I know people say, "Oh, you're always up." But honestly, the last 2 seasons, I actually said City will win it. For this season, I believe Arsenal will do it. I don't know. I still don't know.
Are you saying that because you think it's about time we won it, or what gives you genuine belief?
This is what I'm trying to work out, and I'm trying to see if other fans have that same sort of feeling. I think, you know, it only feels right, like you said. I think the additions we're going to be making, Calafiori, I think Moreno will be here. Hopefully, one more signing as well over the line. I think we only lost out by 2 points last season. I don't know what it is. I think there's not much in it for us to go again and actually win it this season. I don't see City doing it for 5 seasons.
You're right. We do have a stronger squad than we did last season, so that's reason for optimism. However, and I don't want to sound, you know, in any way negative, or I think if we don't sign a striker worthy of the name, I think it's going to be difficult for us to top City. I really do.
Are you on that same mindset as well, Tex? Is it
or if
is
not,
it a striker
if not a striker, then certainly a forward that can score goals. I think
that's obviously that's what everyone wants, isn't it?
But do you believe that is the guarantee that nothing's a?
I think that's the deal breaker, man.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, none of us know, but I'm just saying, like, I've given this a lot of thought. If you look at last season, I think, what was it? The 38 games, we won 28. We lost 5, we drew 5. If you look at quite a few of those games, the West Ham game, the Fulham games, there's a few of them whereby the difference in those games were very marginal. Like, we had the greater possession, we probably created the more chances. I mean, I think there was one game when we played West Ham.
Yeah, West Ham
created about 28 chances.
West Ham might be. Fulham, we was poor though.
I think the one where we had the draw at home, where those were games that we should have turned those draws into wins. And the difference in those games was we couldn't score. And I just think that Havertz, whilst I do think he's an asset, and I do rate him as a player, I'm not sure if he's that clinical striker in front of goal. Yeah, that's just my personal opinion.
Turkish, Pep being in the league still, does that, I know we're kind of skipping ahead of the preview of the game, but him being in the league, does that mean that it's not, you know, it's difficult for Arsenal to win the league? Of course it is, but do you not have a feeling that this could be our season this season, or is it way too early to tell? Is it way too early to start thinking about that, or is it Pep is
We ain't done nothing in the summer to say this is our season yet.
Right.
I felt like we should have. I thought we would have, but we haven't. So at the moment, Man City are favourites, even with selling Alvarez, they're favourites. Pep is the best manager around in world football since Ferguson, when you take in all things into consideration. So yeah, Pep staying makes them favourites, but if Arsenal actually had done a bit more business, I think, you know, a lot of people would be tipping us to get the league this season. But I just feel like, you know, Calafiori in, Emile Smith-Rowe out, we haven't upgraded the side. We've upgraded the defensive unit, but we've downgraded our midfield options, even though Emile Smith-Rowe hasn't played much. Yeah, he is still someone that we look down for. He might be able to make a difference, but we don't even have that now, which I know we needed to sell him. Yeah, because the point was, let's bring in midfielder 2 or 2. Let's bring in an attacker 2.
They will sign. You do believe they'll sign another midfielder, though, right? It feels like
they should. But again, if Marino is the one, it's like that still doesn't, for me, it doesn't feel like the gap's closed. But if Man City do fall off in comparison to last season, and we do, you know, remain as good as we was last season, we win the league. That's how fine the margins were.
Fine. Right, it's time for score predictions for the Emirates Cup final.
I've got to say, there's a couple of players from Lyon that I am looking forward to seeing, actually. I mean, we spoke earlier, Lacazette's not going to feature. He's at the Olympics. Yep. He's a captain. Obviously, we're looking forward to seeing what Ainsley looks like.
Are you?
I'm so good.
It's about to rain, and this guy starts talking about Ainsley making
as soon as he said that, looking forward to see what he looks like.
I don't understand.
Are you not interested to see how he looks as he's left Arsenal?
I kind of did want to see how he was. Ainsley, big up Ainsley as well.
Ainsley, like whoever goes.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Well, me personally, I'm curious to see how he looks.
But what? Now, why? Just
to see how he's developed as a player, or if he's developed. You know what I mean?
Fair.
So yeah, I'm interested in seeing him. I think he'll get a good reception from the fans. Big up Ainsley. Also, they've got a couple of players there that are worth having a look at. Mikatadze, remember him from Georgia, the striker. He's a good player. So yeah, there's a couple of guys in there. They had a couple of guys from Forest, didn't they? Mangala and Nayakate. Matic plays.
Matic is there, yeah.
36-year-old Matic.
He's there.
I wonder how he looks. So it'll be an interesting game. I don't think it's got quite the same
gravitas,
pizzazz and gravitas as the Leverkusen game had, but who knows? There might be more competitive than Leverkusen was, because let's be honest, man, we kind of rolled Leverkusen over.
True.
A bit of an anticlimax in that regard, in terms of competitiveness. But it was good to see Arsenal score 4 goals and entertain the crowd.
You know, my question was, what's the score prediction?
Oh yeah. And today he made a note.
I still didn't get that from you. But it was, yeah.
Listen, obviously I'm going to go for an Arsenal win. We're the stronger team. We're at home.
Yeah.
You know, it is a pretty serious game because it's the prior game before things get really underway. So, you know, I mean, the players will be going for it. They will be going for it for sure. So, yeah, man. Okay. 3-1 Arsenal.
3-1 Turkish.
Prediction. It'd be interesting to see what Eddie does. Prediction.
He can't help himself.
3-0.
Such a troll. You're such a troll.
3-0.
All right, cool. I'm going to go, funny enough, I'm going to go the same score, 3-0. I don't expect Arsenal to concede. I expect to see Saliba and Gabriel back in defence, and when you have that, it's so resolute that I don't expect us to concede against Lyon. We're at home. Even if we rotate, I think by that time, yeah, like you said, we've got a better side on paper. And if
Let's hope the weather's better than this, actually.
Yeah, and on the pitch. So for me, 3-0, 3-0 and 3-1. Let us know your score predictions in the comments below and your thoughts ahead of the game. That's it, people. Like the video if you like the video, and we'll see you for the game on Sunday. Then after that, the opening to the Premier League against Wolves. Take care, people. I'll see you soon.